Hey guys, welcome back, and this is my review of Metal Gear Rising.
You deny your weapon its purpose. It yearns to bathe in the blood of your enemies, but you hold it back. My sword is a tool of justice.
Alright, before I start, a little bit of background on the Metal Gear games. I think I would consider myself a Metal Gear Solid fan. I love the games. I love the story elements. I love the characters. I love the gameplay. And all that stuff, and all that good stuff. I don't want to go too long on the Metal Gear Solid games because my videos, they would go over 2 days long, which you don't want to see that. So anyway, let's talk about Revengeance. I'm gonna tell you straight up, I kind of like this game. Yeah, I kind of like it. I see the problems that people will have with this game. I really, really do. I see that they don't want to affiliate themselves with a Metal Gear game that's a hack and slash. Like they don't want to play. Like I can already see the people like that's just Ninja Gaiden. That's just Bayonetta, or that's Dante's Inferno. I don't want to play all that shit. I don't want to do it. No. Because Metal Gear Solid is a stealth game. Metal Gear is not an action game. See, that's the thing I disagree with. I think the Metal Gear games are kind of action, but they are not action games. Like, they're not balls to the walls action games. But anyway, what's the story to Metal Gear Rising? Well, let's talk about it. It takes place a couple years after the events of Metal Gear Solid 4. So now that the Patriots are dead, and now the world is, I guess, in peace, Jack, also known as Bryden, he has a task to protect the Prime Minister of South Africa. He is then ambushed by these cyborg-like people and get his ass beat really bad. And this is not a spoiler. It's in the trailer. The Prime Minister gets killed. And that's kind of where the Revengeance part comes in, because not only does the Prime Minister die, but also Bryden gets his ass beat really bad. So that's where you get your revenge and all that other stuff. A couple things here. Let me start off by saying I know what people have against Bryden. I used to have a lot of things against him. I thought in Metal Gear Solid 2 he was a flaming homosexual. Him doing his gay cartwheels, him being just incredibly fucking annoying. He was completely unlikable, and the entire time playing Metal Gear Solid 2, I just thought, why can't I just play as Snake? I mean, I don't get it. I mean, Snake, that whole game was terrible. That's probably the only Metal Gear Solid game that I don't really care about at all. I just found it terrible. But anyway, because of the boring characters, the boring villains, and the stupid location that you're on, I just didn't care about it. But this, and Metal Gear Solid 4, Raiden turns into this cyborg ninja, and some people forgave him. I was one of those people that was like, you know what? There are some things you corrected, like your attitude, and now you're a ninja. I still can't get those thoughts out of my head in Metal Gear Solid 2. I just can't. You were annoying as shit, and gay as fuck in Metal Gear Solid 2. Now you're this now you're this sad little fucking emo ninja, But which that's not a terrible thing, but it was you have not redeemed yourself that much. Anyway, in this game, he's not sad in this one. He's pretty much your average guy now, trying to do what's right. And I found him more likable and more relatable in this game than in the previous. The game isn't perfect, but let me start with the good things. I love how they use the engine from Metal Gear Solid 4. It still looks gorgeous. I enjoyed the action. It is over the top. I understand that it gets really fucking ridiculous towards the end of the game. I like the controls. I like the boss fights. I think they're very interesting and unique from other hack and slash games. Because some hack and slash games are really, they have kind of boring battles, like in Ninja Gaiden 3. Those were kind of boring battles. But this puts it up a notch. Excuse me. The characters aren't annoying, but they're not memorable. You have this guy named Doctor, who I think is probably the most interesting character of the bunch. You have this guy named Kevin, who's your likable black guy. I think the chick is named Courtney. I think. I'm not sure. You barely talk to her in the game. You probably talk to her like maybe 4 times. And then you have a little dog companion named Wolf, and he walks around and he scouts for you and stuff like that. There's really not that much. The story is interesting. It's not perfect, but it is interesting enough. It kept my interest than Metal Gear Solid 2 did, but I don't want to compare this game to Metal Gear Solid 2 all the time. That's just not fair. A couple of the bad things. Probably one of the bad stuff is the ending. I won't ruin anything for you in case you want to play it still, but let's just say they talk about this guy at the end, and it's like, I didn't know this guy fucking 6 hours ago, and now he's supposed to be the biggest threat in the game. That doesn't make any sense. And that boss fight drags on for like 3 hours. Feels like it anyway. I mean, Jesus Christ, it drags on forever. I thought that the dialogue in this game is atrociously bad. Not all of it, but at times it gets ridiculous. Do you know that famous line in the in the trailer, the one they showed at the video game awards, and what was it, 2 years ago?
I think it's time for Jack to let her rip.
Yeah, that was bad. that was terrible. And like I said before, it's ridiculous. It's over the top. They go so far into the battles that you're like, okay, you know what? I don't even care that this is affiliating itself with Metal Gear or Metal Gear Solid for that matter. Another thing I really liked about this game, which I think some people will disagree, but I enjoyed the music in this game. I thought the music was kind of badass. I tend to like the soundtrack from the Metal Gear Solid games. I mean, even Metal Gear Solid 2 had a cool soundtrack, and this one's pretty cool too. Because it's an action game, they had to change around. Now it sounds like all like alternative metal, like maybe heavy rock, kind of dubstepish, but not really that much. Not like what's that game? Devil May Cry, where it was all dubstep kind of music. That's really about it. I mean, I've said it before. I was not looking forward to playing this. I mean, I was like everyone else. When the trailer came up, I was like, God, this looks like the fucking gayest shit I've ever seen. But I said, outside of everyone else that I know, I said, there is something deeper in this game. And it's not in their butthole. It is deeper. And I think there is something deeper here. I mean, if you're a Metal Gear Solid fan, I can see your point about like saying, I don't want to affiliate myself with this hack and slash writing game. I get that. But if you're an intense Metal Gear fan, like if you love the world, if you love the characters, I would say give it a chance. I mean, you don't have to like it, but I mean, give it a shot. I mean, it's not that. I mean, rent it for like $2. You get a maybe 7-hour game. I mean, not that bad. But thinking about it, I was about to give it a 2 thumbs up, but I'm going to just sit here and say it's a thumbs up. I don't think there's enough there for a $60 price tag. And it's a short game, and the reveal at the end makes no sense at all. But outside of that, I love the action. I love the graphics. I love the bosses. I love the soundtrack. I think it's pretty awesome. I love some of the funny moments in the game. I mean, this game tries to be humorous at times, and like the other Metal Gear games, but this one does it like maybe twice. They're pretty funny moments. They're not like ball-gusting funny, but they're pretty fun. Well, that's my review of Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, as it's advertised. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you check it out. It's a lot of fun. Well, that's it for me. I will be back next weekend. I am JustinSlaght. Thank you for watching, and take care.